Hey guys, Alison here. Before you listen to our second live episode from this year's Comic-Con, we wanted to let you know about a fun little event that we are going to be doing this Sunday, August 6th, at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Alex, Tom, and I, and special friend of the show, Jerry Trainer, will be playing through the entire campaign of Zombie 15, the awesome zombie apocalypse game made by Yellow, the board game company I have been working with this year. We are going to be live streaming the entire campaign on caffeine.tv at 1 p.m. this Sunday. But the best part about it? You can win prizes while you watch. Yes, we are going to be giving away awesome Yellow gift bags throughout the entire stream. So please tune in this Sunday, August 6th at 1 p.m. Pacific on caffeine.tv and watch us play through the entire campaign of Zombie 15. This is going to take us hours and maybe even more hours depending on how much we drink during it.
Now entering Nerdist.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Alison and Alex. I'm Alison Haislip.
And I'm Alex Albrecht. This week, like every week, we are going to sip some booze and spit some news. However, I will say,
Unlike every week,
we are probably not going to sip any booze because we are on the show floor at
Comic-Con.
San Diego Comic-Con. Very excited. Smattering of applause
we
from
have
the
an
booth.
audience. You can hear people wandering around.
And of course, we have our flight engineer extraordinaire, Tom Supervolcano Krajewski.
Thank
Hi,
you, sir.
Tom.
Thank you. Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, good to be here.
Thanks for coming to
I had no
Comic-Con.
choice. Thank you.
Yeah, we dragged you here.
good to be here.
So this episode is going to be a round robin of sorts,
Yeah.
as it were, because it's very hard to get equipment into the show floor.
And booze. That's why we're not
But we're
drinking.
super happy. Lionsgate is allowing us to crash their booth.
We
and they've
basically
got,
showed up and we were like, let us do a podcast here. And they were like, okay.
They're like, all right, she's loud.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, let's do it. But they got a lot of stuff doing it. This is actually the interactive booth. So they have a bunch of their games. They've got the official mobile game of ABC's Walking Dead is going off in one corner. We've got John Wick VR 2, or John Wick 2 VR is happening literally
really cool.
an inch behind me. So if you hear me scream and drop the mic, that's
'Cause
me
you're gonna
getting
get
a
whacked.
shot in the back of the head. I'm going to get whacked by somebody who thinks I'm John Wick. And of course, we're sitting in front of the Power Rangers Legacy War event space, which is fantastic. And so fantastic because we have Steve Kroki from Kroki.
You worked so hard on
I
this,
know.
Alex.
And you
It was
still messed
close.
it up.
That was close.
Good job.
Thank you.
I'll be honest,
I appreciate it.
Steve, we are known for mispronouncing people's names
Professionally.
every
It's kind of an
episode.
honor
Yeah.
to be mispronounced.
Yes.
So, Steve, tell us a little bit about Legacy Wars.
Oh, so Legacy Wars is a multiplayer online battler
Yes.
that you can play on your phone, iOS and Android, and it features the Power Rangers Legacy characters and also the ones from the movie.
And you guys have a mix of a bunch of characters, right? Because it's like from all over the place.
Oh yeah, we got not only from the movie, we got all the different seasons. We got Dino Charge, we have MMPR, of course, we have Super Mega Force, and the list goes on and on.
And this is available now for people to play?
Oh yeah, we went live in March, so it's been
great.
Available
cool.
for about 4 months. We're constantly updating, adding new characters. The game is a head-to-head game, so it's a competitive game. So you're playing with live players, and it's a lot of fun.
Are you just fighting other Power Rangers? There's like Rita Repulsa in there. And
It's got a mix. You could pick Rangers and villains. So you make
cool.
a team of 3.
All right.
And it could be all Rangers, it could be all villains, it could be a mix of any
cool.
of them. And you fight against another player's team of 3. And you go head to head.
It's actually quite cool because a lot of the mobile games are all sort of super asymmetric.
Right.
I go, then wait,
Yeah.
then you go,
that's
then wait.
right. This is the new-
This is like, it feels like you are playing like a Street Fighter type game.
Oh.
So even though it's online, it feels like it's immediate.
Yeah.
You're playing like.
There's like
absolutely.
blocks and stuff, and it's actually a really
cool.
fun game. When we knew Steve was coming on, I was like, I should probably download and play it. And I was sitting in the Tesla dealership because I have to say Tesla. I'm legally obligated to say Tesla at least once during an episode. And I was playing Legacy Wars. I was like, this is freaking great, man.
Oh man, I should have tried it before I came on here.
Yeah, it's super fun. And didn't you guys have you guys announced that you guys are actually going into some of the comic books characters?
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, I'm so
So-
glad. Lionsgate told me that was going to be announced, and I was like, please tell me it's announced already.
So on Thursday we made a big announcement. We've been working with Boom Comics. Boom
Oh,
Studios.
cool, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have Lord Draken and Black Dragon in
So
the game.
cool.
The Black Dragon challenge actually started yesterday.
That's cool.
And players are able to get the challenge and get access to Black Dragon early. In a few days you'll be able to get Lord Draken, but it's been a really good opportunity. Those characters are really fun. They're exciting to play, and they look great on the screen.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous game.
How has the response been here at Comic-Con? Because when we first showed up, there were 2 little girls playing the game here, which was great.
Oh, it's been awesome. Working in the studio, working all the hours. All we really do is just focus on making the game better. We get feedback from the community, but actually meeting people here at the show and people that really like the game from all ages. It's been really great. I can't wait to go back and tell the team about it. Let them know that we have a lot of people that like the game.
Yeah.
It gives us a lot of energy to keep putting a lot of quality into the game.
And did you guys had head-to-head tournaments against some of the original Power Rangers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the actors that
That's
came
so
on.
cool.
Jason was up here, and we have the Green Ranger takedown, and people have been
Green
lining
Ranger
up to go
takedown,
up
I love
against him.
that.
You made it a point to take down the Green Ranger. By the way, I notice I'm sitting in his chair. So
are,
am I going to
yes.
get my ass kicked by Jason?
No, you're now the new
Which would be
Green
an
Ranger.
honor.
He
I'm a
might
new
show
Green
up here
Ranger.
while I watch it.
Automatically, whoever sits in that chair.
That's a very poor choice for a Ranger, but I'll take it.
That's also a very poor choice to select a Ranger. Whoever sits in this chair, you become the
That's
Green
just how it
Ranger.
works, right?
They're just lazy in their
That's how
casting
you get
process.
superpowers. You just sit in a
sit in
different
the chair
chair.
Yeah,
with
we're
an
at Comic-Con. It's better than getting bit by a
Right?
spider. Just sit in the chair.
Way better.
None of it makes sense.
Way
None
better.
of it.
No superpowers ever made sense.
So is the rest of the team just super jealous that you get to come and hang out at Comic-Con? I mean, how many people of the team, are you the only one that came down?
No, we got Chris over here, and we have Candy, so...
All right. There's
cool.
Chris.
Good to have
Oh,
you.
they're like videotaping this.
Yeah.
All right.
I wish the whole team could come. We have
Yeah.
about 25 people at the studio back in San
Wow.
Francisco.
Yep.
Hopefully the next show, everyone will be able to enjoy this like we have.
That's
Nice.
amazing. That's always bad when there's like, who's going to the fun convention of Funton?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, not me.
Sorry.
I'm going to be answering the phones.
Sweet. So anything else you want to say to the people that get your game?
Yeah, the game is free.
Oh, it's free.
Oh, yeah.
That's the greatest
The
thing you
game
can
is
say.
free.
Everybody wants it now.
You should have led with that.
It's free.
18 million downloads already.
Holy crap.
So, we keep getting more players in. The game's really easy to pick up and play. So
Great.
even though people might be turned off by a fighter with different complex controls, we really worked on making it very accessible.
Yeah.
We have people's mom, like some of the studio, members, their moms play.
Yes.
Amazing.
Play.
It's always awesome when you do a job that your parents can appreciate too.
Yeah.
They're not like, what do you do again?
Also,
Yeah.
that's the best way to test if your game is accessible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Be like, all right, this thing that I'm working on, Mom, that you don't understand, try to play it. And she's like, this is fun.
Yeah,
And you're like, we
awesome.
win. We
Everyone
win.
could play it. Rangers and villains from all the legacies. So,
That's amazing.
Come in and join us.
Sweet. All right, every half hour,
Happy hour.
I can't
Say
say
it.
the name of my own show. Half hour happy hour listener.
Yes.
You download this game right now.
Boom.
It is free. Maybe Lionsgate will track that and we'll be allowed to come back.
And also, you might see me in there playing
Oh.
against you guys.
Oh,
So
there you go. I thought
We'll
you
do
meant
it.
you were becoming a Power Ranger.
You may
now.
see me in there. I am the Lavender Power Ranger.
Alex's hair would not fit under the Power Rangers helmet.
That's
Unless he
true.
had like that cool helmet that like...
No, or they would put
Yeah,
my
they
hair
would
would be
build
built
it in
into the
there.
helmet.
Yeah.
So it would be
Oh
like a
my
Power Ranger's
gosh.
face with the spiky hair.
All right.
Steve's
Okay,
like, we're not doing
Steve,
that.
we know
We're
a
not
guy.
doing that.
Make this happen.
The plaid ranger. The
Yeah,
Exactly.
platinum blonde
awesome.
ranger.
Sweet. Well,
I love
thank
it.
you for
Steve, thank
joining
you.
us.
Yeah, thanks.
This was great, and
So
thank you for
much
letting
fun.
us crash your booth.
Yeah,
Sweet.
we appreciate it.
Yeah, you can go back to work.
Yeah, we don't want to take up too much time.
I know. Awesome. So I don't know if we've said this, but this is Saturday of Comic-Con, so this is
gosh,
day
yeah.
3.
Yeah.
It's the busy day.
This is a big crazy thing.
Yeah.
And we're doing
my voice
rotating
is a little,
craziness.
My voice is a little rough right now, but we're gonna make it through.
We're gonna
And I'm
make it
gonna
through.
high five. No, Tom doesn't get a high five.
Tom doesn't get a high
Yeah.
five.
We're getting
There you
high
go.
fives from our next guest.
Yes.
I can't
Please
speak.
welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Sandeep Parikh. How are you, my friend? You got to turn the
Wait,
microphone
Your
on.
mic got turned off. There we go.
Sorry, now it's on.
Hey.
Oh, you
I
sound
want to apologize
professional.
for not initially giving you a high five. I
It's
feel
okay.
really bad about it.
Yeah.
I'll get
I just-
over it, I think.
I just don't know you as well as I know these two. I didn't know if you were like allergic to high fives or something. I didn't want to
what if you
assume.
were?
I'm scared of human contact, but I wanted to
Yeah.
look like I was.
But that's like a half second. So
Yeah, that I can do.
The
You were
timing's
giving
fine.
off that I'm afraid of your hand
Yeah.
coming towards
Yeah.
me vibe. You picked
What do
it
I do?
up.
What do I do?
Right.
So,
Safe.
listeners out there, you may remember the sultry tunes, the dulcet tunes
There you go.
of Mr. Parikh. From
one's
such
ever described
amazing
my voice that way.
Nor me. From such
opposite.
amazing things as The Guild.
The Guild.
Which, by the way, you just
Guild.
did your 10-year anniversary panel, or has
my
that not
God.
happened
It
yet?
hasn't happened yet.
Oh, okay.
It's coming soon, but it's our 10-year anniversary.
It's been 10 years
I know,
since the
crazy.
Guild?
The first episode.
Wow.
God.
Okay, so it's been 4 years since the show ended. But
Right.
Wow.
10
Yeah,
years.
it's not 10 years from when it was ended.
Vince
10 years.
Casso was an actual baby when we started the show.
My goodness.
Yeah, now he's a
That is amazing.
I was saying, I was on the panel I was on earlier this Comic-Con. I was saying something about G4, and I was like, yeah, well, when I started on G4 10 years ago, I started G4 at the end of 2007, and I was like,
Right.
oh my God, where has all the time gone?
Yeah, it's a horrifying feeling.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's cool. It's like we're still alive.
We're still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still, yeah.
So we did something right.
So
Yeah,
explain
exactly.
to me the most amazing picture of the con.
Yeah, explain it to him.
A little
Oh.
no Morlock or elf no Morlock. Well, you
I was a
No Morlock.
You got
Yeah,
that
yeah,
right. Yeah, a little Zabu.
little Zabu.
Yeah,
What are
there
you
was a-
talking about? What's
This is amazing. Yeah,
In the Guild, I
explain.
play a character called Zabu,
Yeah.
and there was a little child
Oh.
Yeah.
who was dressed up as my character.
No.
He was
That's
like
so
5,
cool.
maybe 4 or 5,
Yeah.
something like that. It's
I
the
mean,
most adorable
It was
picture.
That's
certainly his parents definitely subjected him to this. I mean, I don't think he was like, I've been a fan since -5 years old.
Right.
I don't think-
I remember listening to the concept of me being a child,
Right.
listening to episode 1.
Yeah.
You're like,
in
what?
utero, I was
Yeah.
such a huge
Yeah.
fan of your show.
Yeah.
But it was just a trip to see
Oh,
a
that's
little
cool,
tiny
man.
version of me, and he kind of was like. I mean, I don't know what his racial background is, but he could have been half Indian. And so
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh.
is this your way of telling me that this is my child? And I wasn't totally.
You're like, oh my
Sure.
gosh.
That would be amazing. Do you remember, Sandeep, when we met
Yeah.
at a Comic-Con?
At
5
Comic-Con,
years ago.
6 years ago.
I know.
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Here's
Although-
little Zabu too.
Yeah.
Although speaking of, you are now
Junior.
newly married.
I am newly
Yes.
married.
Yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How is married
I
life
did it.
treating you?
I have the ring of power now.
You do. Look at
Power,
that.
power?
Nice.
Welcome to the club.
Ring of power.
Yeah. I mean, it's the ring that makes me invisible to all other women.
Women.
Or makes me too visible to other women, I
Yeah,
think, right?
yeah.
Yes.
It's one or the other. I can't remember.
Suddenly they actually care about you.
yeah.
They're like, oh, he's responsible.
It's
Let's try to
funny.
steal his soul.
It's funny. I've just noticed recently, like maybe within the last year or two of my life, that when I'm talking to guys, I now actually look down for the wedding ring. I don't
Oh,
think people
yes.
used to do that.
I never did that either.
Yeah.
And I now
Oh,
look at that.
I'm
now.
sorry.
Guys,
we have to pause because something's happening.
Look
On
at the
the floor.
Outlander.
this is the outlet. This
oh.
is my favorite activation
Yeah.
in the entire con.
I'm assuming everyone can hear the
yeah,
Pipes.
It's
Yeah,
a
the
bunch
pipes.
of shirtless dudes chanting
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
Outlander.
Surprised Allison isn't chasing them down.
I know,
and that's
guys,
the
I'll be
ladies'
right back.
reaction. That's
Do
the ladies'
any of
reaction.
them have wedding rings? That's
Nope,
amazing.
not a one.
No.
Yeah, not a one. And weirdly, in Scotland, you wear it around your penis.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah, that's
So you
what
have to
she had
check
to
their
check.
pe- you have to check
Oh,
their
oh,
penis?
that's
That's what she just did right then.
Wait, so you were
That's why they
saying,
have the kilts. Oh my god, it's all making
Exactly.
sense now.
Easily
Easier to-
accessible.
just flip it up.
Sorry, lads,
peek.
I'm married. Don't make me admitted.
So wait.
Origin story of the cock ring. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly.
There it is. Are you saying you also notice wedding rings now more
Yes,
too?
yeah, I never thought about it before, or engagement rings.
Right.
I don't know. I'm very unobservant in general. I'm aloof, as my wife has told me over and over again. But now it's a thing that I look.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of like, I want to make sure that someone doesn't think I'm flirting with them or something.
Right,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
And
right.
I'll also kind of like be, showing this off awkwardly. Like,
Amazing.
I did
I'm
that.
definitely not flirting with you.
Yeah, amazing. I did that yesterday. I went to the Wired Cafe that's
Yeah.
here at Comic-Con, which I've been invited to that every year, and I've never been able to go because it's like 12 to 5, and that's normally when I'm working.
Yeah.
So yesterday it was like, I actually had free time. I was like, I can go, I can get lunch. This will all make sense why I'm telling this story. So you go, you have to be on a list to get in, and I check in, and there's different, like, check-in. So I was on the talent list. So I got a different
Weird.
color. I got a different
Brag
color
alert.
wristband.
Wrong list.
Yeah, and then there's like this cafe up there where you can sit down and get a proper meal, but you could only do it if you had certain colored wristbands. And I wasn't sure if my color wristband got me in or not. So I like walked up, and as I'm like being like, "Can I get a table?" I just awkwardly like lifted my arm with the wristband on it to like scratch my hand, just so I was like, "This person can see what color wristband I have. Please let me in."
Amazing.
And then they were like, "Yes, right this way," and I was like, "Oh, thank God, I had the right wristband."
It's orange. Okay, good.
It wasn't orange. It wasn't orange.
But I didn't want to awkwardly be like, "Is this wristband the right color?" You know, so it's just like, I'm just gonna
God.
stretch.
Brought wristbands of all different colors.
Right?
Did you get into every party at Comic-Con?
Possibly.
If you just filled your wrist, because at a certain point you don't want, they're not going to stop the flow of traffic to be like, let me look at all of these and pick the one that's
Well,
mine.
so actually, this is
They're like, blue, go.
familiar. Yeah.
Dude, this is what an ex of mine who's like a hardcore. You know her, but I won't name her.
Okay.
But she.
What's her name? Oh, sorry. No, you're not.
Yeah, and by the way,
she must not be named.
The look on his face, he almost said it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's.
He said he wasn't going to tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Didn't say anything about
she would
Tom.
keep on all of her wristbands throughout the entire weekend, like would not take them off every night.
Yeah.
And it works. Like it gets you into
Really?
every
Yeah.
party. They just assume that you're cool.
By the
You
way,
have, especially
You're a
because like
wristband.
last night you were rocking like 7 wristbands.
I know, and I still have 2 of them on because I can't get them off.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
wow,
I don't
you
have
really
scissors.
tried too.
I Only tried.
It's very beat up.
And like
teeth marks.
This one is like one of those ones where the more you try to get it off, the tighter it gets. So it's like
Amazing.
making
The
me feel
Chinese-
claustrophobic.
Yes, a Chinese finger torture
Yeah.
trap or whatever.
I'm like, just get off my wrist, please.
Looks like you just came from the hospital or something. You have
I
like
know,
the
right? A very
just let
flashy
go.
fluorescent pink hospital.
Well,
Yeah. Cedar
Man.
Sinai in Beverly Hills.
I know. So have we talked about our most interesting story on the show? I don't know.
I don't think we ever have.
I don't know if I
this is so
talked to you.
I don't even know if
Yes.
I know this story.
Yeah. What's
which
the
is
most
awesome.
You may not know
interesting?
this story.
So this was about a year ago.
Yeah.
I
That long? This is the 1 year anniversary of our crazy story?
Almost.
Oh my God.
I think it
I
might
love
have been like
everything.
September or October of last year.
Yeah, okay, something like that.
And I was in DC visiting some friends, and
right.
then and I was I was leaving. I was at Dulles Airport, and I get a text from Sandeep, and he goes, "Are you on a flight from DC to LA right now?" And I'm like, I'm literally going through security, and I'm like, how the what? I'm like, yeah. How do you know this? And he goes,
Very in character.
yeah.
yeah.
And he goes,
hey, creepy.
hi.
Morning.
He was like,
Standing behind her.
I know. He goes,
Amazing.
no. He goes, they just announced your name at
that's
the
right,
gate.
That's what it was. That's right.
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
wow.
And he's like, there can't be a lot of Alison Haislips out
Right.
there. And I was like, wait, you're at my gate? So
Were you on the flight as well?
I was on the flight, yeah.
yes.
Oh my
With
God.
So
wife.
he and his future wife's soon-to-be wife, because you guys weren't
Yeah,
married
we
at the
were not
time.
married, yeah, right.
You were there for a wedding, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were both on the
Correct.
same flight.
Crazy.
From DC. The reason my name had been called at the gate was apparently my seat assignment. The seatbelt was broken, so they had to like move me to another seat
This
or
is
whatever.
very much not the crazy part of the story.
No.
This is,
I mean,
all the
that's
shoe
I know. I was like,
I don't know, broken seatbelt.
I was like, I guess
Pretty
it's a,
exciting.
That's the
I guess it's
coincidental part of
crazy,
the
but
story.
All right.
But the crazy part is we then land and we're talking and we're like, well, you know what? Let's split an Uber home.
We live
right?
relatively
close-ish,
in the
yeah.
same
Yes.
direction.
And
Los Angeles.
they had
Away from
luggage to
LA.
get.
Yeah.
They had luggage to get. I did not. So I was like, I'll go out to the curb and order an Uber because it always takes like
Yeah,
20
yeah,
minutes
yeah,
for it to
yeah.
get there anyway. And so I get out there. I ordered the Uber. The Uber actually gets there like 2 or 3 minutes before they do, and like we're waiting. And the Uber driver's like, "We need to leave. We need to leave." I'm like, "I swear to you, they are
know,
coming."
I feel like such an
We're
ass.
like texting.
Amazing.
I see them running up with their luggage. They're like, "Okay, we make it." We put the luggage in, and we had we had flown into like Terminal 3, and LAX is set up like a U, so you have to go around all the other terminals.
mess.
It's
To get
basically
out.
a shit horseshoe.
Yes. So we leave Terminal 3 and we pass the international terminal. We pass Terminal 4. We get to Terminal 5. Traffic comes to a dead stop, and we're just sitting there. And all of a sudden, we just see people
Fleeing.
running for their lives, literally down the sidewalks.
Which, if you've never, you've only seen in movies people fleeing from their lives.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you see people in real life fleeing for their lives is a harrowing
I was gonna say,
experience.
is it
It's really
instant?
creepy.
It's just
Yes.
instant wash of
did.
hell.
I
Yeah,
did, yes.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
We Instagrammed.
We did a lot of this because we're sitting there and then we were like, what's happening? Do we
Right.
get out and run? Do we kneel down in the car?
Yeah.
We were like, what's
We're
going
still
on?
in a car.
And
Yeah.
then you
This
hear
seems like the best thing to be in.
Right.
And then you hear someone yell, "There's a gunman."
There's a gunman.
Oh,
and you're like,
my God.
what the fuck? So we all
And
just kind of
Allison's like, it took you guys way too long to get your luggage, you asshole.
no, I wasn't thinking that at all. No, legitimately, what I was thinking was, thank God they were in the car with me, because otherwise I would have been just stuck in with an Uber driver, panicking with a stranger as opposed to having friends by
Yeah,
me. You know,
it's so much more fun to panic with friends.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like,
if you're gonna do
I
it,
would
You
recommend
panic
it.
Makes a
slightly
game out of
less.
it.
if you have to do it, you might as well do it with
it was
friends.
just so such
It was
a
crazy.
weird thing.
It turned out to be
a false alarm.
a false alarm.
Oh, okay.
Thank God.
It turned out to be like I think a guy in like a Zorro costume or
Yes,
something like that.
yeah.
That they just like
he carries a sword.
Somebody was like, that guy's in costume, he's going to kill us.
It's not in canon for him to be with a having a gun.
No, that doesn't make sense.
so-
Zorro and his AK-47, isn't that?
I think
bro?
that guy like
Yeah,
was,
Zack Snyder's Zorro. He's got a horse
That's
with
what it
machine
would
guns
be.
on it.
Yep.
He's
it
like-
wasn't
A
racial
robo.
profiling. It was character profiling. I don't know
Character
what you
profiling?
say.
Yeah.
But like he was like I
He's
guess it
also
was
a good guy. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I know.
They're like, TSA
Call
was
a
like,
SWAT
this guy,
team on a-
he's here for us.
Yeah.
We're
but-
the assholes in this situation.
It was insane, but we sat in that Uber for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We
Oh my
literally
God.
just sat
Oh, so it didn't
at a
even
desk
move.
stop.
Of course they gotta like shut.
No.
You know, that
There was a whole bunch of
security's
security,
running this
yeah.
way, and everything's got to shut down, and they have to just make sure that everybody's safe or
Right.
whatever. But
Was it
no
a-
one got shot. I don't know if there was like noises or something, but like there was nobody got.
There wasn't
I don't-
even
I
a
don't even-
gun.
I don't
there
understand
wasn't.
how
Yeah.
that guy
But
got accused.
It was
but,
crazy.
yeah,
It was crazy.
It was nuts.
And we were also saying that then the weird part was, we sat in this Uber for an hour and a half, and we were like, this is going to be such
be
an
so
expensive Uber
expensive,
ride.
yeah.
Oh my God!
And I was like,
yeah,
this
do you
is-
have to pay for the Uber
Well,
if
yeah.
there's a emergency?
Well, because we were saying, like, basically, it's not the driver's fault.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
true.
the app.
Right.
But it was something we could. I was like, let's just, quote unquote, fight it afterwards. Like,
Got
once
it.
we'll pay
Yeah.
for it
Who
up
knows
front
what
and
you
then figure
sign
it
off
out.
to in those terms and conditions?
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. But anyway, we get home, and then you find out the charge for your total ride. It was literally an extra $20.
That's it.
That's it?
Because it was
That's
the idle price.
Yeah.
It was the idling price because you weren't moving.
It was the panic price.
It was the
I
panic
know.
pricing.
Yeah, panic
And so
surge price.
It's good that they built
texted each
that
other.
It's really not.
Zorro
We
price.
texted each other and we were like, we can handle that.
Yeah,
Like, we're
yeah.
not going to fight
Yeah,
that.
I think I
$10,
still owe you a
$10.
beer, actually.
Oh my gosh, sure.
I owe you a beer.
Hey, we're here.
Yeah.
If ever that could happen.
I'll get you a free beer at a party. No
Sweet,
problem.
yeah,
get you
I know,
free
right?
beer at
All
a
the free
party.
beer.
I got you.
So you also had a fun experience, Comic-Con exclusive experience. Was
I
it
did?
Thursday night?
Oh, yes.
Thursday night. Do you want to
Our-
talk about
our
that
panel.
experience? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that was fun.
Is
But
that what you're
post,
talking about?
I know I'm talking about post panel.
What happened?
This is every time I want to go away from Comic-Con, things like this happen.
Okay, yes. Oh, gotcha.
But also, you want to talk about our panel?
Yeah, I kind of a little bit want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So Sandeep,
I direct. Yeah.
you were here for a panel that I moderated.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
The moderation was so great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sultry tones.
Moderated.
The voice. Yeah, dulcet.
It was
thank
a
you.
moderate moderation.
I think you should do a panel on just moderators on how to moderate a panel.
We're
And
going.
Oh my
You
gosh.
would kill that.
Yeah.
But it was
That's
for
hilarious.
a show. It was for a show called That Moment When, a show that I directed for Echo, which is a
Yep.
new platform.
EKO, yeah.
EKO, yes, spelled incorrectly. And it's a really cool interactive sitcom. It's basically like, what if you could
That's
control Rachel in Friends, and would you have her kiss Ross or slap him in the face? Like, it's kind of a cool piece of technology, and we shot this sitcom starring Milana Weintraub, who is Squirrel Girl.
I know.
Yeah.
By the way,
Before she
no
became
Squirrel
super-
Girl questions on the panel. I was
No,
shocked.
I know, so
At
was I.
Comic-Con? Come
Yeah.
on.
It was nuts. Which she can't answer anything right now
Right,
either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know what I can say yet, so I'm gonna.
Did
say
you
nothing.
explain to her what canon means when I
did.
left? Okay, good.
Yes, I
You
did.
should know
We had a
what
whole
canon meant.
conversation
Well,
about canon.
we were walking to the panel, and she said something about Squirrel Girl, and I go, and that's now canon.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah. And then I was like,
like-
you
and
don't
then
know
she
what that
whispered-
means.
yeah.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and we were leaving, and she was staying, and I was like, Sandeep, explain to her what the word canon means, and I
Yeah.
left.
And 40 minutes later,
She's like, oh, it just means true.
right?
You're like, fuck.
I could have led with that.
Could have led with
But I didn't.
It's truth in comics.
But
so go ahead.
Anyway, yeah, she is so that character. I'm so excited for her. She's one of my dearest friends
Cool.
and was my former roommate, and so very
Oh,
excited
wow.
for her. And she also kills it in this show. It's we shot 18 pages a day. It's all interactive, so
It's
it's like
crazy. The
it's
scripts were
crazy.
nuts.
And Alex guest starred
What
as a game show host on it. It was really
Chad
good.
Flamington.
Chaz
Flamington.
Chaz Flamington. But yeah, it's basically like she gets into all these awkward situations, and it's that moment when you call in sick and run into your boss. That moment when you have to ask your parents for money. Wow. It's like those are all the episodes, and you control Jill in these like socially awkward moments. Jill's the character's name, and have to navigate her through and see if you can get her out successfully or
Wow.
to get her
And you,
tossed out of the restaurant with
Yeah.
her underwear on her head. I
you
don't
said
know.
we can make her kiss Rachel from Friends. Is that what you
Yes,
said?
absolutely.
Okay,
We
all right.
Yes.
got Jennifer
I'll choose that
Aniston.
one.
And you
Okay,
did
good.
shoot that. That took a long time to shoot because
It's
all the
bonus
grips,
content.
all the grips were like, I was in the shot. I was again in the shot. I was also in the shot.
Please keep
Sorry,
reaching it.
Yeah, keep.
Is that a boom mic that just dipped in? I hope so.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Sound guy's on a break.
That's awesome. Wait, did you say when people can see this?
It coming this fall.
Da-da-da.
Very vague.
Yeah.
Because of post-production.
We are in post-production, and like there are no established rules for how you make an interactive show, so we're kind of inventing a lot of it on the fly.
And the technology,
That's
by the
so
way,
cool.
the technology is really
It is
amazing.
cool.
He emailed me and was like, "Hey, do you want to do this thing and come and guest on this thing?" I was like, "Yeah, what's it for?" And he was like, "Echo, choose your own adventure type style like show." And I was like, "All right, whatever. I'm still gonna go because I like Sandeep." You know what I mean? And I went.
want those
I can hear
emails.
the no in his.
his stutter. Yes, I will. But then when I got on set, I was like, I've never seen like how the technology works. And Jeff, the producer, Jeff Wickler, he was like, I'll show you a little bit.
Yeah.
And he showed me the sort of tech demo that you guys had done. And it is amazing because it's seamless.
It's entirely
Really?
seamless.
The video
Yeah.
does not stop.
Because the next choice loads right away. Like
No, what
gets
happens
up to
is-
the.
I don't want to give away the trade secrets, but yes,
Yeah.
there's buffering involved.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. Yeah, buffer's basically 2.5 seconds of all the choices you could possibly make every time you come to a choice moment.
Yeah.
So it seamlessly transitions.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is a huge like editing, writing, acting
I can
challenge.
only
to,
imagine.
like-
That's
Yeah.
But it's really it really fulfills the promise of a choose your own adventure. Like I think
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whenever I got those books, it always like got me excited for what.
Yeah.
Like
You're in control.
You're in control, but it never really fulfilled the promise. Like the writing was okay or whatever. But
You're like, I can do better
then
than
you have
that.
to stop. You gotta like leaf through and find the page. Like this, like you are. There's no pause in the experience. You really feel like you inhabit the character. It's really cool.
Oh, I have experience. I just wrote an interactive episode for Netflix.
Oh, that's right. Buddy
You
Buddy
did? Oh, you
Thunderstruck.
did?
Yep.
He's
Came out last week.
the head writer on Buddy Thunderstruck.
Thank you. Do
for
that some
Netflix.
more.
Oh,
Alex is
very
rubbing my
good.
shoulder.
Get it,
Yeah,
get it, get it.
so
You
that's
get
what
a
we
shoulder
did.
massage for that?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
way
why
better
I
than
do the
what
show.
Netflix.
Shoulder
It's
massage.
not Echo, it's Netflix.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get
But
a
we-
shoulder rub for that.
Ooh, I like that. But yeah, we did the same thing. Like we had this part where you choose what's going to happen next, and while you're waiting to choose, they're talking to the audience. They're buffering the next choices,
Oh,
so they're
that's
seamless kind of
funny.
thing. So I
You know
don't
what
think
I
that's
like
a
about
secret.
this
Wasn't
stuff?
that the first Netflix thing that they did?
Ours was
Or
the
did they
second. It was
do-
Puss in Boots from DreamWorks was the first interactive episode, and ours was the
wow.
second. Yeah. But
Because when you read the books as a kid, the Choose Your Own Adventure books, you could always like, at least I did, sneak a little like peek.
just to make sure it wasn't a one-page ending
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
of
Where there's,
dying
like,
in the
one sentence
in the
that's
well.
like you fell down the hole and
Yeah.
you died, and you're like, damn
You
it.
see the end, you're like, nope, not true.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't mean that. I meant I saved the cat.
Cheat
But
your
for
own
the-
adventure.
For the shows, you can't do that. You have to
Right.
make a decision and it's going to keep going.
Yes.
You can't like,
There's no peeking.
there's
Yeah.
no going back. You'd
Which
have
is
to
actually
restart.
great because
Yeah.
there is. I was talking to somebody at the taping of. We did a live show yesterday at Stone, and one of the guys was at the panel, and he was like, it's really funny. I think of the way like the shows like That Moment When, where with comedy, I want to see the other endings. I want to watch it again
Yeah.
and see what
Right,
happens.
right.
And then he said, but like with EXP, which is another one of the shows that they have, the way the guy was sort of describing those sort of like impacts of the story and the emotional impacts of the story, he was like, I want to do it once and never do it again. Like that's
really?
that's
You
the
make
story.
that your-
That is the story.
That's your
the truth
canon.
of-
That's-
yeah,
yeah.
canon. There you go.
All right,
yes.
I get it. Yeah.
That's my canon.
Can someone link Milana to this episode
Callback.
so that she can fully understand what canon means?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I did it justice.
I don't. That's not
You just nailed
surprising.
it. Yeah.
By the way, you can. You're her friend.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, that's
I'll-
true. Yeah,
I'll do that. Fine.
You have to listen
I'll
to this
text you.
podcast.
You text her.
I know.
And then high five
Yeah.
me. And
I do
not
sort of
him.
love that she went from being the
Thank you.
AT&T girl to
Yeah.
a Marvel character.
Yeah.
I
It's
know.
pretty amazing.
Well, that's what when I first saw the campaign, because she was nervous about it. She really was
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, this is a lot of money. I'm going to make
Yeah,
good
yeah,
money.
yeah.
But,
But you're
She
that
was nervous
you might
about-
be that person forever.
she was
You
nervous
might-
about the AT&T
just,
commercials.
just being a commercial spokesperson.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
is that sort of the end of her career in some
Yeah.
ways?
like Flo
Yeah, I was just gonna say
from
Progressive. or something like
Progressive
that.
is
Well, but she's
probably
still-
never going to do anything
Stephanie
else
Courtney,
again.
I
And the
don't know.
jacket, or
I think
Sonic
Stephanie Courtney is brilliant. Like, I
Yeah.
know her as an improv actress.
No,
and I
but
think
you've
she's
heard. You
incredible.
always hear the
But
story
yeah,
of like the
that's-
Verizon guy or
Right.
like.
Well, who's now the
AT&T
Sprint guy.
No, I know, but that like
Very
you're like
typecast.
that guy's ends. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
the guy
So,
made a
yeah,
shit ton of money and then
you're-
can't get a job.
Right, the time to
yeah.
make the donuts guy.
Yeah.
That's all I ever did.
Right.
Aw.
Less is hard. Less is
Time to
hard.
make the donuts.
I just dated myself. But yeah, she was very nervous about that, and I think that character, though, she really brought herself to it. She's so lovable, funny, but herself, she wasn't playing a broad, wacky character. So you see this girl and you're like,
I want to be friends with her.
I want to be friends with her. And I can see her in a movie. I can see her in a TV show. It wasn't, you know what I mean?
Well, she was also working at the same time. Like,
funny.
she's in This Is Us, right?
Yes, she got that.
So it's like, so she was also doing work. So it wasn't.
But I think it was a function of how the campaign was run, that it was like very much a lovable character.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, let's talk about Sandeep again.
Yeah, so
panel,
post panel.
Yeah.
You had
post-panel.
a glorious moment of Comic-Con momenting.
Yes. Every time you think you're kind of over it. Every time you think you're a little bit over it because you're exhausted, it takes forever to get into a party or whatever it is, you got to find out if you're on the list, and then you're very embarrassed when you're not.
Right.
You know, you just kind of we were just kind of a little bit done with this one party. It was actually a good party, Fandango party. So no hate there, but we were leaving and trying to get out, and the bouncer stops us and is like, "No, man, can't go out this exit." I'm like, just get me out. It's like, it's a rave music. Just pounding my brain. I'm like, I need to go outside.
It's like when you're done with the party, you got to be out.
Yeah, you're done.
Like, get me out of this party. And he's like, I'm like, how do we get out? And he just points into the rave. I'm like, he's like, the exit is that way.
You were dying in there.
Bodies.
And that's it.
See where all that sweat is? Go jump into that sweat. I was like,
and you were like, I'm done.
This is not going to be great. And so we're like walking through the rave, and then Hannah, my wife, who's standing right there, she just starts yelling, Hodor, Hodor, Hodor. I'm like, are you having a seizure? Like, what is
what is happening
right now? And she's screaming Hodor, and then she like turns my head, and I see Hodor is DJing.
Yes.
He's a DJ.
Oh.
And all of a sudden,
and you were like right next to it. I mean, it was like,
oh my
gosh, right there. He was like, there's Hodor. And so, all the joy came flooding back as you see Hodor just like crush the turntables.
Yes.
Amazing.
And then like you see like the Game of Thrones music started coming on, and he does like this remix of it. Rave of Thrones is what he does.
Amazing.
This is the best. This is the best moment ever.
You're like, thank God that security guard didn't let us leave.
Totally. The universe will provide you your joy.
He knew
what you really needed. Yeah.
I should go find that guy.
Thank him.
Just thank him.
Thanks for not letting me out of this horrible mess.
This
because
fire
it became
trap
amazing.
Also, my judgment about raves flipped so quickly.
I was like, what got
so
lost in that?
Inauthentically. I was such a piece of
I love
garbage.
raves now.
Raves are the best.
Where's my glow sticks? How many Comic-Cons have you been to?
Ring pops.
Good question. This is probably, I think, around 7. I haven't done 7 or 8,
Newbie.
maybe.
Yeah.
7 or 8.
Do you have a favorite Comic-Con memory?
Ooh. Don't say Hodor. We just heard that
San
story.
Diego Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Dragon Con's a different story entirely.
Oh,
How is Dragon Con, by the way? We've never been.
You never been? You got to go to Dragon
No,
Con.
I know. I've heard
It's
it's
like
amazing.
the Burning Man of conventions.
Really?
Fan run. I love it. It's so not corporate. It's the opposite of corporate.
Oh, cool.
But it's also like Mardi Gras. I can swear, right? I've been swearing the whole time.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I was described as Mardi Gras and Comic-Con fucked and had a baby, and that's Dragon Con.
Wow.
Oh my
So you have a favorite Dragon Con
4 days
memory?
Jeez.
Well, more disturbing mememories than anything.
I like that.
But yeah, lots of nudity.
Yeah.
But Comic-Con memory, man, there's
A lot of dragon boobs.
Dragon boobs.
Just painted as eggs?
Yeah.
Just painted as
Dragon eggs.
Amazing.
Yeah.
They're all such blurs. I can't even tell the difference between the conventions. But,
I know.
you know
My
what I mean?
years have started mashing up.
There was a convention. I think this was actually Dragon Con, but it was. I got picked up from the airport, and then they, you never know who you're going to sit in the shuttle with, and then we get in the shuttle, and it's Jamie Bamber from Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we're just hanging out with Jamie Bamber, and he's like such a sweet guy. And then he's like, he's like such a kind, like sweet, gentle person. And he's like, yeah, we're gonna go grab some drinks after, so you guys should come out and grab some drinks with us. It'll be so fun.
Sounds just like him. It was pretty good.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, we'll grab drinks. These guys drink. It's like next level drinking. It's
Really?
It's UK.
Battlestar.
I want to hang out with those
They're
guys.
all Canadian, right? It's like, yeah.
Yes. It's reinventing society on a spaceship drinking. That's what that is. And it was like the rest of the like the crew was like Anders. I can't remember their real names anymore.
Anders.
It's Captain Adama, Anders, and Gaius Baltar. And I just get hammered with the crew of Battlestar Galactica, basically.
I mean,
and
that's
they
awesome.
drink me under the fucking table.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not surprising.
Yeah, but
That's a good
very
one.
lovable, kind guys
I
who had to carry me out.
Who picked up the check?
Don't
tell me they
remember.
got
I
you
think
drunk
it was
and
one of
made
the free
All right.
parties.
things.
Oh, good.
I will say one of my favorite con memories was actually at, I think, Phoenix Comic-Con. Did you go? You were there
Yeah,
with us,
we did
right?
the,
Yeah, we did.
improv show.
And we did the signing. It was the
Yeah.
only time I've done like a signing.
Right.
Which, because I was like, I shouldn't be doing this, but everybody was doing it. It was all the guild people were there, so it was like, and you are also doing it. And I was like, okay. Like 2 people came up, and I was like, I appreciate that. You
Yes.
don't know who I am, are you?
The pity
I
sign.
know. But the
People
fun
love your
thing
hair,
was
Alex.
because we were in the signing area, our like green room in the signing area was where all of the people that were
Oh,
signing
yeah.
at the con were there, and it had its own bathroom.
Right.
And so I show up there and I'm like, fuck, I gotta pee so bad. So I go into the bathroom and I'm peeing at a urinal, and this guy walks up. And of course, whenever anybody walks up to you at a urinal to get into the next urinal, you're like, eyes forward, don't say anything, maybe a grunt of acknowledgement that another human is near you.
Yeah.
Other than that, nothing.
People in the audience are like, no.
And so I finish peeing, and I sort of, as I'm leaving, I sort of turn, and it's George Takei.
Oh, amazing.
wow.
Who was peeing next to me. And in my
Beautiful.
mind, I was like, I wish I could say the story that he looked over and was like, oh my.
Can't say that.
I could say that, but it didn't
not true.
actually
It
happen.
happened,
It's
yeah.
totally not true.
I like your Paul Newman story.
What's your Paul
Personally.
Newman
What?
story?
Your
I
Paul
have a Paul Newman story?
Wasn't that you?
I don't think so.
I was
Weren't
like,
you at like a racetrack once, or
Oh, no, that's Mario Andretti.
no? I thought it was Paul Newman.
wow,
No.
that's
Telling you it's Paul
Easily
Newman.
confused.
Yeah.
That's way
Paul Newman,
different.
Mario
No,
Okay.
Andretti.
real quick, in case anybody listening is a race car driving fan, I don't even know how to say what it is. We did a live dignation that
wrong.
GoDaddy
A race
Not the
sponsored.
story I was talking about.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'll tell
then.
you later. I'll
Tell
remind
me
you
the
later.
story that I maybe.
Yeah, what-
I don't think it's me.
Tell a
No,
one-sentence
it's you.
story that you think Alex is supposed to be telling.
You went to go to the urinal, and you're next to this old guy, and you look over at him, and he just looks at you and goes, "Yep," because you were like, "You're Paul Newman."
That I have heard that story.
Oh my
We
gosh.
heard the story
You
together. I
are
think
retelling
it
it.
is somebody else. It might
Like,
have been
what about-
Ted.
Ted? I don't know.
It was-
That's
I was
hilarious.
there when the story was so said. I was not the person.
You know
saying
what?
it.
I just assume every funny story is
Comes from
Alex.
Alex.
why I love
Do
you.
you think that there are people that just hang out in urinals and just hope to see celebrity dick?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Everybody's got to
100%.
go.
There has to
Yeah.
be.
Everybody's got to go, especially at conventions.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
there's no like private celebrity peeing
right.
place. There's like a bush in the back, or like that weird latrine place in the green room for the
Or
panel.
I just gave a lot of creepy people a really
Yeah.
good idea.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
right.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, by the way.
Blames
Thank you for that
indeed,
idea.
blames indeed.
Yes, creepy people.
But
I,
anyway,
I'm
so
good.
quickly
Oh.
my race car story.
Yeah, what's your race car story?
So we were doing a show at the Laguna Seca Speedway. There was like a Formula One thing going on, and Danica Patrick took us around in a pace car.
You saw her at a urinal?
That's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, it was great. I was
That's
surprised.
a twist.
She uses a urinal,
Yeah.
stand-up urinal, because she's so short.
That's how
anyway,
cool she is.
It scared the
Stand-up.
shit out of us.
Wow.
And then we get out of the car.
That's awesome.
We get out of the car, and this guy comes up, and he was like, "Oh man, thanks so much for coming out, guys. Like, you're really great. Like, it's so fun. You know, are you gonna be here tomorrow?" And we were like, "Oh no, we're leaving. Like, why?" And he was like, "Oh, I was gonna take you around in a pace car." One of the press Formula One Indy cars.
What?
And it was Michael Andretti. And then his dad.
Michael or Mario?
It was
Oh.
Michael. Then Mario Andretti walks up, his
What?
dad, and was like, "Hey, what's going on? What's going on over here?" And he was like,
"It's a me.
"It's a
Sorry.
me.
It's a me.
It's a me,
So
Mr.
sorry.
Andretti." It's like, that doesn't make any sense, Mario. It's me, Mr. Andretti. Damn it! How does it go? But yeah, no. So I was this close to getting raced around in a Formula One Indy car by
that's
Michael
so
Andretti.
Cool.
It
You
didn't
know,
happen.
I actually had a friend who celebrated his birthday here at Comic-Con a couple nights ago, so I went up and met up
that
with
would be
him.
a fun way to celebrate
Yeah.
your birthday.
It happens to me. My birthday's tomorrow.
Oh,
What? Happy
really?
Yeah.
Happy early birthday!
I celebrated my 30th birthday at
You
Comic-Con
did?
years ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I thought you were
Yeah,
saying,
I was
saying this
I'm
was-
celebrating my
you all
30th
laughed.
birthday.
We were immediately like,
I was
You're like, I see the bags
Yeah.
on your eyes. You're not
Yeah.
30. No, that was
That's
a few years
awesome.
ago. That's actually a pretty funny story where I got pretty lit up at
As
a
you should.
Microsoft party.
Oh, yeah.
It was during the Beatles Rock Band release. So
Oh, I remember
Yes.
that.
do some math and figure out how old I am now. I was pretty well drunk and enjoying my 30th birthday.
Yep.
And Felicia was like doing an interview, and I.
Oh no.
This is-
Crashed
this is-
it?
Yeah, I crashed it pretty hard.
Classics indeed.
Crashed it pretty hard. It was not good. Felicia gave me like the stink eye, cubed. It was
wow.
We're still friends now.
That's
I think we've recovered from it.
Yeah.
Thank God. Took a few years.
Yesterday,
Took a few years.
we
What are you
finally
doing?
we're done.
Yeah.
Finally
10
got
years
through it.
later.
Yeah.
10 years later.
So I was at this buddy's birthday drinks.
Yeah.
And somehow the great Italian phone napping of 2016 came
Oh yeah.
up.
The
Which
what?
I haven't told you this story, but
Okay.
it last year I was in Italy and a guy stole my phone out of my hand off of a train, and I ran off the train like a lunatic and chased him. And
Wow.
Yeah.
I tripped. I hurt
Yeah.
myself. I had to go to the hospital. A hot cop
my
came.
God.
It was
It's a lot.
whole.
It's a great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call him hot
It's like
cop.
the
We
first
found-
episode of Master of
And by
None
the
this
way,
season.
yeah, and
Yeah.
she found Hot Cop on Facebook, and he's like in a beach, like
No,
or in a
he's like
pool,
laid back on a boat
on
in
a
the
boat,
water
Did you
in
look
a
at
super
speedo.
speedo.
Did you look at his ring finger?
Oh yeah, there was no ring. Also
She
because
checked.
Dang, the universe
I'm now
may have
pretty
brought you-
convinced he's gay.
He might have been Scottish and had
Anyway,
the ring.
not the
No,
point.
He's Italian.
He's Italian.
He's Italian.
He's gonna
I
speed.
know.
I mean, that's
I know.
Even if he
Yeah.
has a ring and he's Italian, they're gonna, mess
Yeah.
around.
He's available.
Where do the Italians put their rings? The Scots put it on their penises. I don't even.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, my point is
Other places.
My point is that I tell him this whole insane story that happened to me, and he's talking to a buddy of his. He goes, I have a lot of actors friends who, if I heard an insane story like that, I would know they're making it up. He's like, Allison's the only one where I know she's telling the truth. Like I know that this all actually happened because her life is so ridiculous that way. I'm like,
That is
I
just
know.
par for the course
Wow.
when
I
it comes to
know.
Haislip.
Yep.
Oh my God! So
man.
what else you got going on? When's your panels? Panels tonight?
Panels tonight.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
excited at the Indigo Ballroom.
I tell
wow.
people to go see
Big
it,
one.
except they're going to be listening to this days later.
You guys all go see it at the Indigo Ballroom tonight.
All four of
Find
you
a
in the
time
audience.
machine.
What
and
time is
come
it?
See the panel. It's at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Nice.
So,
I dig it.
in the past. It's at 6 p.m. in the past.
6 p.m. in the past.
In the past.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's gonna
Well,
be
thanks
great.
for coming
Sweet.
by and
Thanks
sitting
for
down.
having me.
Thank you for
We
what-
appreciate it.
Oh, I was going to say, when can they see your Echo show? And then I remembered this fall.
Yeah, probably
Soonish
this fall.
This-
Your Echo show too, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, baby.
That's
Your,
awesome.
your episode's
I'll
great.
be letting everybody
We
know.
gotta get Milana on this thing when
We
when
should.
it comes out.
Actually,
Yes.
she should come on for Drunksmith.
Absolutely, she
Yeah,
should come on for
because
Drunksmith.
it'll be a little bit after it's out, but
Yeah.
we do a bunch
Perfect.
of like rotating.
I just want to make
stuff.
sure. Is Alex? Do you always see Alex's part in it? Like no matter what you choose, do you? Would you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In
That was written into
episode,
Alex's
yeah.
contract.
You can't avoid Alex.
Yeah.
We made that inevitable. As we
I
call
want to
it.
see Chaz.
I love it.
Gotta see Chaz.
He actually surprised me at the panel and showed me footage of myself
Yeah.
Oh,
saying the
sweet.
stupidest things.
Oh, good.
That's
Yeah,
so
it's
much
great.
fun.
It's a compliment
Great.
when he says stupidest thing.
Yes.
I love it.
That's awesome. Sweet. Yeah. Well, congrats
Well, thanks,
on
Nadeem.
that.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me. I love you
Yeah.
all.
Thanks for
Love you
coming
too,
back.
bud. Thanks, man. Enjoy the rest
High
of the
fives as
con.
I
Yes.
exit.
Yes. High
Can
fives
we?
as you exit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love it. Felt good.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Sweet. Oop, don't lose your glasses. We got it.
This is great.
Okay. How are we doing?
I think we've
How
done
are we?
45 minutes of stuff.
Have we?
good.
41
Well, no, it's only 41. We got some time.
You want to do some more stuff?
Well,
We can do
yes,
stuff.
because we hopefully have another guest who's going to be
I
here
know.
at
It's
any
like, that's,
moment.
what's happening? Is he
I-
flying in or what's
I
happening?
got a text message that he forgot his badge and had to
no.
go back to the hotel to get it.
Oh,
So,
no.
so we'll give him a few more minutes and see if he shows up.
Well, what are you guys looking forward to, or what was your favorite highlight of this con so far? I
Of
mean, it's
this con?
Saturday.
Favorite highlight? Oh
Yeah.
man, I don't know. I just honestly love all the cosplaying. And honestly, yesterday at our last podcast,
Yeah.
artist Tim was there with
Oh.
Brian J. Period, who dressed up a super volcano in that superhero suit. That was amazing.
I mean, that's the greatest thing I've
that
ever
was
seen.
really
That
cool. Like
might
the
have
most
been the highlight
flattering
of
thing.
any live show we've ever
to see
done.
Yeah.
someone dressed up as my fictional character that I never actually have dressed up as myself.
Right.
That's amazing.
pretty cool.
And by the way, that you must find out how to make that and do it for
yeah.
Halloween.
I might just buy it off of him.
You should.
He'll probably ask like
Yeah.
an exorbitant amount of money, and I'll be like, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
$10,000? Yeah, yeah. I'll take that suit.
Gosh. I have to say, that whole show at Stone was fantastic
That was
and a real
super fun.
testament to all of our listeners
Yeah.
out there.
Jeez.
And we actually left that show and had a conversation about where we want this podcast to go in the future. So you guys are giving us some good ideas.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
It was one of those things too where the people at Stone were like, "Oh, you should figure out where you want to set up, and you could set up like over by where we give out the food." And we were like, just in case a bunch of people show up, we should maybe just this little corner. And a bunch of people
and then we
showed
packed
up.
the place, and it was great.
Yeah, it was
It was
fantastic.
awesome.
So then what was your favorite part of the con so far,
Yeah.
aside from that?
Oh God! Aside from that, we wandered around the con yesterday with the Boubet sisters.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. So my wife, as I've said a couple times on the show, is one of the 3 members of the Boubet sisters, a comedy singing doo-wop trio, and they had Wonder Women.
Tiaras.
Like tiaras and wristbands, wrist guards.
Yeah.
And they were walking around and singing the Wonder Woman theme song to all the people dressed as Wonder Women.
An a cappella version,
An
which is
a
really
cappella version.
I mean,
impressive.
that's
less.
really cool.
Yeah.
And it was super fun. We had a really good time. People were coming up and taking pictures. It was so much fun. And it was really fun to sort of be like, not the person that people are taking pictures
Yeah.
of. Like, I felt like one of the guys that walks behind the cosplayer to make sure that, like,
Yeah, they don't
'cause
get,
they can't
uh,
see
creepy.
because they have like a bucket on their
Yeah.
head, and they're like, coming through, people, coming through. Oh, pictures, yes, please, pictures, please, yes, okay. The girls are ready, pictures, yes.
Oh my
and it
gosh.
felt like I was like their manager,
Yeah.
and it was really,
Well,
really
you
fun.
kind of
Cool, man.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I was just thinking maybe we can get the Boubet sisters to sing the Drunksmiths.
That's not a
songs
bad
this year.
idea.
I've actually thought about having them do a rendition of the theme song, and then we
Yeah.
could just have an a cappella rendition of the theme song
Oh, that's
for
a cool
all
idea.
the episodes. But definitely, we could start with Drunksmiths with them doing a special Drunksmiths theme song.
Yeah, we got to
You know what I
incorporate
mean?
them.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
You guys, I'm all like tangled. I'm a disaster.
And did you talk about the Buddy Thunderstruck panel on last week's show
Oh,
or on the first Comic-Con show?
No,
mean
I don't think you
the
had.
show from yesterday?
Yeah.
No, yeah, we had the panel.
So
that
how
was
did the
actually
how was the panel?
that was a great time. So I had my panel for Buddy Thunderstruck on Netflix. That was yesterday at 12:30, and like we had the stars and the creators, and our audience was packed. It was like 400 people.
Yeah, it was
That's
cool.
awesome.
Totally packed. Some guy dressed up as Buddy Thunderstruck.
Oh,
that's cool.
We made
Yeah.
some jokes. I joked about how easy it was to write the show and how much I, had fun
Yeah, good.
drinking and writing the show.
I like it.
So yeah, that was another
And Donald
highlight.
Faison
Donald Faison moderated
right?
it, and he was great because he's a big stop motion fan. So
well, and I heard that was like a coincidence. Like,
Well, yeah.
was he supposed to moderate it, or did he just happen to show up?
No, he was supposed to moderate it because he works with the studio that did the animation for our show.
Got
it's like
it.
he's known those guys for a long time. He does voices on Robot Chicken.
Yeah, yeah.
So he
But
actually
didn't he
interned at
Oh my God,
Stupid
so
Buddy
crazy.
Studios to learn how to do stop motion. You know, this big guy from Scrubs, this big
Yeah.
actor, and he wants to just work for free to learn stop motion. Like, he just loves it, man. That's why I really think that's awesome. He came up to me afterwards, and he was all praising the show, and
That's
that was
cool.
pretty cool to hear that,
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Seems like the show's doing really well.
It is. We'll see if we get a second season. I mean, the interactive episode came out last week, yeah. So
Knock on
depending,
wood.
yeah, we'll see if more people discover the show based on the interactive episode.
You better not leave us when you become too big.
I would never
Yeah,
leave
Tom.
you, Allison.
Aww.
Never. I love being, berated every week.
It's mainly so we can get into all the parties. at
Keeps my
Comic-Con.
ego. Yeah, exactly.
That's why
I
I'm doing
use
the
you just as
podcast
much as
to
you use me.
Amazing.
I do
we
sort of
also-
march you guys around.
By the way,
Yeah,
which
that's
we
true. I
love
love it.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's
Allison
so
goes
great.
right to the front of the line at all the parties and just gets us in.
Yeah.
I'm like, these guys are with me.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm
They're like,
yeah.
They're like,
let's
yes, ma'am.
go."
Please go ahead.
Yes,
They're
ma'am,
like,
go.
they're terrified of it.
By the way, we met a monkey.
Oh my gosh, we met a monkey.
Mickey, Davey, Peter.
Neither.
Monkey.
The monkey from The Hangover.
The Hangover.
Oh, that
Chris.
was that
Her name
monkey?
is Crystal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
This Hangover 2.
Believe it or not, this
Yeah.
is the second time I met Crystal.
Did she recognize you? And she was like,
I was actually
Let me
hoping she
free.
would
I
be
know. I
like,
like. She would.
Take-
she'd be like, hey,
I remember you, girl. I remember you, girl.
I'm gonna pee down your back of your
no.
neck.
Alex and I. Ew.
I remember you.
Alex and I went to a boat party right after our show at the Stone Tap Room.
Yeah.
I am.
No, it
it
wasn't
was
the
a,
IMDb one. It was a much smaller one.
Much smaller one. Rick and Morty, right?
It was
Those
on
guys.
a canoe.
Yeah.
Much
Yeah, it was on a
smaller.
canoe. It was, one of
It
the
was on
small
a canoe.
canoe.
That'd
It
be
was a
amazing.
canoe with a monkey. That's
Yeah.
it.
Inflatable raft.
Yeah, but they had Crystal the monkey
That's
there
cool.
that
Yeah.
you could take pictures with, and it was the greatest thing I've ever done in my life.
Was Crystal a diva? Like, had like her
No,
own
she's the
dressing
sweetest
room?
little thing, and like her trainer just like makes hand movements behind the camera.
Oh.
That's
And she
taking,
like smiles or makes like
Yeah.
big like ooh
Oh,
or
that's
kisses
cool.
you on the
ooh, or like
mouth.
licks your cheek or something
and then
like
she
that.
like gets peanut
Ew.
butter and it's
Bites
crazy.
you, gives you some disease.
It does. There is a little bit like because it's right. her head is right in your eye periphery.
That's terrifying to see.
And it's like,
because they're on your
any
shoulder.
moment she could just be like, I want your eyeball, and you're like, oh, I was using that.
I had this
my eyeball. Damn it! Well, I got another one.
I had this moment
because it's like a fucking monkey.
Yeah,
it is an actual monkey.
I would be terrified.
I had a moment where Alex and I were the last two ones before they took a break.
Yeah.
But they were deciding that, like, so Alex went first, and then the monkey sat on my shoulder, and like, we take all of our photos, and then the trainer turns to talk to some woman who works on the boat.
He has a solid 2.5-minute conversation
while this
not
monkey,
looking at the monkey, and the monkey is just like.
And I like literally just froze, and I was like, I'm not going to make any sudden movements.
And I'm just sitting there taking pictures, and it's basically like a flip book of Allison being like, where's the guy whose monkey this is?
I go from being super happy to super concerned. And just stay calm. They can smell fear.
And the monkey sort of starts doing the things that she's been trained to do, like going through the do I kiss now? And the guy's full back to the monkey.
At one point, she kind of grabbed my necklace, and I was
she starts taking her necklace like this.
I was like, this might be a problem.
No, monkey, that's my necklace.
I know.
Would you like me to take your eye instead? Take my necklace. Here's a necklace.
I'm like, I don't know what to do.
It looks good on me, doesn't it? You're like, yes, go monkey, do what you got to do.
I'm starting to feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah. It was actually really fun because we did this party. We went to this party last year, and I had not seen a single episode of Rick and Morty, so I was like, oh, I don't know any of these people.
Yeah.
And then subsequently, I've watched all the Rick and Mortys, and I
it's so funny.
It's a brilliant show.
And the really funny thing is, every once in a while, I'll get somebody who will tweet me that I look a lot like Justin Roiland, the creator and the co-creator and the guy who does Rick and Morty. And so we're on the boat, and we were like just trying to walk through, and so we sort of walked through, and it was we walked past Justin and a friend of Justin's, and he sees my hair and is like, gee, that guy looked like you, Justin! And so then all of them descend on me, and Justin's like, I gotta take a picture with you in the photo booth. Put on my glasses! And so I get in the photo booth.
It's amazing.
With literally Rick and Morty, and we do this thing where we take a creepy prom photo with me wearing his glasses, and then immediately the same photo with him wearing his glasses. It was like my night was made.
Did you exchange hair techniques, hairdo techniques?
I did not. We were all a little tipsy.
Okay.
Well,
there was a lot of high fives.
Okay.
We had already met the monkey, and we had gotten into drinking by then.
Yeah, we were done. And by the way, the best part was, because we were sort of concerned, okay, I mean, monkeys do just sort of go to the bathroom when they're ready, because they're a monkey, you know what I mean?
Especially,
and then after they took the break, we saw the monkey downstairs. It was doing more monkey pictures, had pants on.
Oh,
Yeah.
For you guys, they get the pantsless.
Yeah, it was like, the monkey was like, you know what, guys? Let's get the pants. I feel like I might be shitting on somebody. I'm just going to say it now so
pants
that nobody...
or a diaper?
No, it was actual
Actual
pants.
It was little pants.
Designer jeans.
I have a feeling
or
it was a diaper with little pants over it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's time for us to wrap up.
I know. I just
hate
texted.
it.
I don't think he's gonna make
I think
it.
Drunksmas. I feel Drunksmas.
When you come to Comic-Con and you forget your badge, you're doomed.
Yeah, you're doomed. Thank you guys all for coming out and standing by and listening to the show.
Thank you guys.
Thank you all for listening at home.
Yes.
You can email us. Normally we read emails on this show, but this is a special one, so we didn't. You can email us at halfhourhappyhourfans@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, halfhourhappyhr. Please subscribe to us and rate us on whatever you listen to us on.
Yep.
Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, yada, yada, yada.
Apple bananas.
Apple and bananas.
Apple bananas.
And potatoes. I don't know. That makes no sense.
All of those things.
Tomatoes.
And that is it for this special edition of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Allison and Alex. I'm Alison Haislip.
And I'm Alex Albrecht. Big thank you to Lionsgate Interactive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, Power Rangers Legacy Wars for having us by the booth. Thank you so much. And thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom Super Volcano Krajewski.
The superest of all the volcanoes.
For coming out and being
coming
here.
out. Did I come out today?
You did.
I was going to do it for the next episode.
Oh, good. We'll save it for the next time.
Don't tell me
all right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.